Welcome back. This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
But we're here together.
As unusual.
With friends.
Friends? Let's start with the female friend. How are you and who are you?
Who are you?
Okay, and I'm Kaylee.
Good.
We just grabbed like a random female off the street.
Yeah. And same, we got a boy too. The boy one. How are you and who are you?
Different perspectives.
I'm doing great. My name's Yeti.
You guys should recognize both of them.
Yes, so we are joined by friends today, so I'm very excited for more fun times and shenaniganry.
Mm-hmm.
If this is your very first time joining us, welcome to the party. This is our sibling duo podcast / YouTube channel about life with chronic and invisible conditions, both mental and physical. I'm sorry, mental and emotional.
I'm mental and she's emotional.
Yes. We have some physical stuff going on too, so.
Obviously.
I don't know. Where can they find us?
You guys can find us on most podcasting platforms like Spotify, Audible, even Podbean. And then you can watch us on YouTube, which is the best viewing experience. You'll get a lot of bang for your buck there. You can also join us
on our I almost said the Patreon. No,
the Patreon.
You can. I mean, you can, if you want. Discord. You can join us on Discord with our lovely, wonderful community, and that is how our guests are joining us today.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also join us for our lives, which is a lot of fun. We do those on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings.
Mountain time.
He didn't let me get there.
Nope.
It was a race to the words, and he won for once.
All right.
What? You always win.
I always win.
Liar.
What do we have to do first?
First, we have to do our time for the weekly recap.
Check in.
Indeed. Yeah. It was a week. It feels like 100 years, but it was a week that we lived through in the past.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first? You want to go
sure.
Let you
I'm
gather.
trying to remember what happened.
Look at your phone. I had COVID. So I was sick last week with something else. And then Jen had COVID and then she gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she got it from our grandfather. So it's going around.
Yes.
And I spent most of the time in bed. That's why we didn't have shorts this week.
Mm-hmm.
I could barely edit the episode.
Yeah.
I could barely lift a blanket. There was a day where I was like, I can't get comfortable.
Yeah. And we communicated through GIFs all week.
Yeah. That was it. That was the language.
Yep.
But yeah, I did that. I watched movies with Rin and they took care of me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of rest.
Yeah.
Which was good. I mean, that I was able to.
Right. I don't know. For me?
Did live. Yeah.
Evan was active pretty much all week because I just looked back at Tuesday and it's been
every day
kind of ongoing. So yeah, Evan, my face snake, otherwise known as trigeminal neuralgia, has been super active this week, which is not super surprising considering that the pressure completely flipped. And we got snow, which is not my favorite.
We're still
thing.
getting snow.
I don't like it. Make it stop. Didn't enjoy. I had my first week back from break, which is always just crazy and exhausting, and everyone's like, again? Because we all feel that way. Yeah. We're still in school. So it was just kind of a very long week. And then I had a massage, thank God, because I had that like really horrible tension from being sick before COVID.
Yep.
And I dodged COVID. So
hey,
good on me this time around. But yeah, so my face has been really active, which is not super fun. Had a massage. Kids were fun. Really, I just enjoy my children. They're lovely, wonderful.
I always love hearing
human
the
beings.
Stories about them.
Yeah.
Like they sound like great people.
I had a kid tell me that on Friday, actually, he was like, you know more about all the kids than most of the teachers do. And I was like, what? He was like, well, because you listen and you pay attention. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I just treat you like people. Because we were talking before about how my kids are lovely in my room. And it was funny because one of my kids was like, yeah, I see that kid in other classrooms and he's really obnoxious and really loud and all these things. But in my room, everybody's just chill.
Yeah.
Because they know what the expectation is, which is respect my stuff, respect each other. And that's basically it. Like, be creative. If you're not having a good day, we're going to respect that you're not having a good day.
Yeah.
Which is good. So, yeah, it was a lot of... it was just a lot.
It was a lot.
Thursday was like 3 days in a row. It was really, really long.
Yeah.
But we made it, and we're here.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything else super significant happened.
No, it wasn't like a horrible week. COVID sucked, but it wasn't the end of the world.
Right. Nothing's on fire, which is nice. Knock on sort of wood. It resembles wood. It's fine. You know.
Let's do a check-in with everyone else. Kaylee, how's life been recently? You good? You got a job?
It's not been a great time.
Fair.
The job's good, but like, how much detail do you want?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Right. You don't have to overshare.
It's just been one of those kind of months where like unexpected expenses keep hitting.
My God.
I started out great. Like I went to Zine Fest and I sold a bunch of zines. I sold like $60 in zines. And then on the way home I got a $90 ticket. My tags not being registered. When I thought for sure that my tags were still registered until May. But they never sent me my tags, so I didn't they haven't sent me new tags since like 2019. I have no idea about any of that. And then my brakes have gone bad on my car, so I have to get that fixed as well. This just I also had to pay to register my car.
Yeah.
Once I found out that it was not registered.
Yeah.
God.
Just everything all at once.
Yeah.
All the time.
As it does.
Yeah.
And Yeti had a week too. God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure did.
Oh
but you live. I'm so glad you didn't die.
Me as well.
Yeah.
Good. How are you doing in general, Yeti? How's life? It's been a minute since you've been on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been a little bit. Been pretty good, honestly. I got 2 more years left until I'm done with college.
Nice.
Woo.
Let's see. I mean, I got a new job that pays me a shitload of money, so can't really complain. I mean, that's not the best job in the world, but money's nice. So.
Yeah,
money is nice.
Cat's doing okay.
Good.
Nice living.
Good.
And my girlfriend and I are going on a vacation in January.
Fun.
She's turning 21, so she wants to do the drink around the world at Epcot. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's a good idea.
Love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Luckily, she the cool thing is she works for a hotel company, and because she does do that, she gets like extreme discounts on like nice hotels.
Yeah.
So this hotel that we stayed at, normally we're gonna be there for like a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It would normally be like almost $2,000, but it came out to like $400 for like almost 2 weeks of staying there because she works there.
Yeah.
So pretty excited about that. Can't lie.
We're gonna go on vacation with Yeti.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, no, she literally, have you guys ever seen those like floating Airbnbs like on the water in the Maldives? Like you ever seen like TikToks of those?
Yeah.
So those are normally like $1,500 a night,
Yeah.
but she gets it for like $150 a night.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, so because
That's
like
amazing.
they're a part of the franchise that she works for. So
Yeah.
It's like 90% off.
Yeah, I used to work in
yeah,
hotels,
for real.
but we didn't get anything nice. We were just in like the Ramada chain,
Yeah.
and Ramadas aren't bad, but they don't fancy up very much.
No, she works for
You had somewhere to live.
she works for the Marriott chain, the JW Marriott hotels.
Yeah.
Marriotts are great.
Yep. That's crazy. That's awesome though.
Well, good.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Which is always nice. Good deal.
Thanks, yeah.
Oh yeah, we should also announce that we're going to be doing a Christmas stream.
Yes.
Like it's
Yeti
official.
literally just popped into our stream this morning and was like, you know what you should do?
Here's this brilliant idea. I'm just going to leave it for you guys to play with.
And now we're planning it and playing with it, and we're really excited, and we're going to make it happen. So come hang out for Christmas stream.
If you're interested in join the Discord and let us know what times you're free so we can kind of work around everybody and find a good time.
Our hope is to do like the week of Christmas, right?
Yeah.
At some point, probably not Christmas Day, not Christmas Eve, because we know everybody's got stuff going on and stuff and things.
We'll figure it out.
But it'll be a really good time.
I might be out of town.
Right.
The like family that we chose in our Discord family, which is fantastic.
The idea is we'll do like trivia stuff and hang out, do like other games.
We'll do a long stream, I think.
Oh yeah.
We'll do like a day, so that we can get everybody in.
Well, I'll even set it up on Twitch so that people can Twitch it. Twitch. I don't know why we say it like that.
Twitch.
Anyway.
What?
Yeah, so that's the thing that's gonna happen.
I'm excited.
Yeah. We'll let you know more details when we know more details.
Yes. So, topic. I'm excited about this one. So we've been talking about empathy and how to kind of go about understanding that others may not be as good at like picking up on your cues. But then this week we want to talk about not moralizing everything that we come across and everything in life and the events that happen to us.
Right.
Give us a little more background too.
Well, the idea is that you don't want to assign everything a good or bad.
Right.
Things can just be.
Yeah.
You can have an experience that's, let's say it makes you feel bad, and you can feel bad, but it isn't innately evil. It's not bad. You know, it could have just been a thing that happened. And then we also want to talk about how like that applies to people looking at you and how it kind of shapes your world and your self-talk.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking up the original Chinese proverb. Yeah.
You're saying pervert.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Pervert.
My mouth is working. It's not connected to my brain today. But it's funny because we've talked about this in the past, and then our grandfather will come to us with the story.
Oh, yes.
And tell us about the Chinese proverb and the man who was like, maybe good, maybe bad, who knows?
Right.
It just is what it is, and things kind of come one thing after another and tend to stack up the way that, and I don't like to say it this way because people are like, oh, it's not fate or whatever, but things kind of fall into place the way that they were meant to fall into place.
Right.
And I even say this with art when I'm teaching my students, like things will turn out the way that they're going to turn out and the way that they were always going to turn out, and that's okay. And we just let it be the way that it is.
Yeah. And
we move on with the knowledge that we gain from that experience. So kind of talking about this in terms of, there's a lot to it. We're going to explore some different avenues. I'm excited.
Yeah. I think first and foremost, since we were talking like mental health kind of,
yes,
we could start there.
Yeah.
And how it shapes your outlook.
Right.
If everything is bad, that affects you. If you think things should be good when they're not, you're assigning everything should be this way.
Yes. Well, and unless they're that way, they are bad.
Right.
Which is like, there's this one good that we're shooting for, this tiny little strip that we're considering the good, right? Yeah. Or the right, or the, like, this is how it should be. And that's the whole, like, don't should yourself.
Yeah. I just realized we have a friend who's going through this. I don't want to name names because it's a struggle, but we were talking with someone earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier in the week.
Oh, yes.
It's going through the same kind of thing. We're like,
right.
You're holding up this, like, I need to do this.
Yes.
This is what I should be doing.
This is the standard.
Right.
Right. That, like, moral standard, right? Which is the whole problem, really, because...
Name names. Kaylee.
Because... I like what Yeti said with the normalizing neutral.
Yes.
Because everything is a season in our life, right? Like things are changing constantly. And if we're moralizing everything and leaving ourselves this much room for achieving some kind of like happiness, and I don't like happy either because people are like, are you happy in life? And you're like,
I'm fine.
Sometimes.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I'm unhappy. It means I'm neutral.
Right.
And I'm experiencing life. And I'm experiencing emotions as they come and as they go. So,
can you grab me the fidgets real quick?
Yes.
I need finger fidge.
Bouncy?
I am very bouncy.
I saw you were like,
I gotta do stuff. There we go.
I know. I grabbed Fen and then I left him over there. So I'm gonna grab him and I'll be right back.
Look at this. What am I working with?
Amateurs.
Amateur hour.
I'm the amateur. It's okay.
It's fine.
Oh, there we go. So going back to kind of the foundation of how we as a society think of things as good and as bad. From a very early age, we're brought up with it, right? Like you need to be good. And this is how you be good. But it's not usually laid out that way. It's usually like you're not being good.
Right.
Or we're going to reward this one section of whatever behavior as good.
Trying to model things.
Exactly.
Right.
When in reality, like humans are complicated.
Well, it's like Jen said, she was talking about this with the kids, where she'll come at them and be like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to do that. It's bad. And then she'll be like, wait, why is it bad?
Right.
Like she'll have to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
And then she realizes that it's just like a standard that was imposed on her.
Exactly.
So she's kind of perpetuating it, but it doesn't make sense.
But the fact of her being able to question it is what we should all be striving for in reality.
Right.
Right. Is the ability to question what we were brought up with, because a lot of us were brought up in really dysfunctional ways.
Yeah.
That we shouldn't be perpetuating. And it takes a lot of unlearning to not perpetuate it. Where did our other paper go with Jen's story?
It crumpled up and over there.
Dang it, man. Dang it.
We could also just get a Jen over here.
Nah, well, I remember what it is.
Yeah.
But if you want to invite a Jen, that
she won't join. She's too tired.
She had the COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we were all brought up with like good or bad. And it really is like the same way the classrooms used to work, right? Where it was like, this is the standard, but we never question why.
Right.
Why is it that we have it set up in like neat rows where you have to sit down and listen to a lecture? And these are the behaviors that are expected, and behaviors that are in reality communication are being moralized.
Right. Oh my God.
Ugh.
Oh, hi there, little one. We're streaming right now, dude. I love you though. Get a little love bomb.
Right. He just walks in. He's like, "Yeah.
What's up, dudes?" Yeah, I'm trying to think of like good examples of like as a youth having that done.
Yeah.
It's hard because like you don't really think about it normally, right? You know, like
I even had like things like, and this is super relevant with Ehlers-Danlos and growing up not knowing that you have Ehlers-Danlos. There was a lot of things that I remember from my early childhood in my like schooling that took place where it was like, you hold a pencil wrong.
Oh, yes.
The way you're doing it is wrong. You're pushing too hard. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Instead of like, why are you struggling to hold it in the like standard way?
Right.
Or why is that even the standard? Why do we care how I hold a pencil when in reality I have hypermobility and it's going to do that anyway?
Right. I mean, I hold it in the same way.
Yeah.
And I remember them drilling it into like you guys.
Yeah.
And then I'd be in my room doing it. I'm like, I'm doing it this way anyway.
Exactly.
Like, they're not, I'm in high
because
school.
it hurts to try to like,
yeah,
because you have to put a lot of pressure. Yeah. But things like that were always moralized as like, well, your handwriting's never going to be good.
You would get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
You would be literally, you're being bad. Go do your, I was like, go sit. Do your homework by yourself, and you know what I mean. I remember
face the wall.
Yep.
And write whatever it is 100 billion times.
Right.
Yeah.
But hold your pencil right.
Exactly. Hold your pencil.
Hold your pencil right. Or even standing was another one that I got. Like your posture is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Oh
your posture is bad. You have bad posture. Like all these things that were like things I couldn't help.
Right.
First of all.
Well, and things that could be looked at and been like, well, that's interesting. I wonder if there's a reason for that. Like you could connect the dots earlier and be like, these kids aren't normal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like, we live in a very type A society. Yeah. Where everything is either type A or it's bad or it's wrong or it's like degenerate or like everything is that way. Yeah. And then we wonder why we have mental health crises all over the place where people are like, I can't live the right way.
Right.
I am doing it the wrong way. I am bad because I can't meet the standard that's been laid out for me.
That was my depression. That was breaking that thought process was impossible, but like we got there finally. But like that, I mean, that was a lot of it. Is like why am I not working? Yeah, because people were talking about it. People would be like, well, you know, he's not working. He's got a thing in his back. Oh,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Even just having like a surgery done, was like, oh, oof.
Right. Well, and like having your medical problems moralized is so dehumanizing.
Oh my God.
So dehumanizing to have somebody tell you that like, well, he's not a good dad because he's not working, or like, I don't know what things were said to you because I would have punched somebody in the face, but
yeah, no,
I'm sure there was plenty.
Well, remember I was agoraphobic and stuff too, so like And anytime there was a behavior that they got a hint of, I was bad because it was this other thing.
Yes.
Clearly.
Yeah.
This bad, Chris.
Bad.
I mean, that was my whole title for 20 years.
Bad Chris.
Bad Chris.
Yeah.
I miss Bad Chris. It was so much not
This
fun.
is our son, Bad Chris.
This is Bad Chris?
Chris?
Why is he bad? Oh, look at him. He's
Is there a
being-
good Chris?
just
No,
bad.
just Bad Chris.
Just bad Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, there was so much of that where it was just like, and it's that same thing where you can't grow in those conditions.
no.
You can't learn, you can't expand your view of the world when you're constantly punishing yourself for not meeting standards that were laid out by who knows who.
Right. You're trying to meet this idyllic standard set by somebody in your life or some or
Right.
societal.
Right.
And you're limiting yourself because
Mhm.
you're focused on that one thing.
Yeah.
And that you're not that.
Exactly.
So you don't have the chance to expand. You're not looking
Yeah.
at oh, maybe I could do a podcast, and
Yeah.
maybe I'm not a shitty dad.
Right. Well, maybe I could do good things and bring some comfort and companionship to people who are going through what I'm going through
Right.
by simply talking about it, which is bad. It's bad. Don't do.
Yeah, are we bad, guys? Are we bad? We're bad
Yes.
podcasters. Yes.
Oh, no,
yes, you
just you're great podcasters, just in general.
are.
You're
Or bad. Okay.
We're just bad. Yeah.
You're
But
bad.
that's the thing is like breaking the mold is such a scary thing because you don't know what's on the outside of it.
Yeah.
But when you are boxed into this, like you can't live correctly, depression is a natural response.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're failing at everything.
Yeah.
You're just never good enough.
Well, and these standards are being imposed on you and you can't even ask why.
Right. Well, the fun thing about it is that for me, a lot of it was not. It was stuff that I picked up as a child.
Yeah.
That I was carrying over into adulthood.
Yes.
Right. So there wasn't anyone present in my life that was doing this stuff to me. It was all mental. It was myself not meeting the standard that I was expected to meet.
Yeah.
Like I would hear people's voices. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Be like, oh, I'm not adding up.
Well, it took us forever to be able to say, like, whose voice is that?
Yeah.
And ask that question of your brain and be like, well, whose voice is that?
Yeah.
Who put that thought there?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a naturally occurring thing to be like, I'm the worst.
Yeah.
At everything forever. Well, I'm the problem.
At my darkest times, like I'm sitting there on the floor crying, talking to Jen, and I'm like, I'm just bad. Why can't I do anything right? Everything I do is wrong.
Yeah.
And think about that. That's just a mindset.
What's wrong with me was
Right.
the question that came out of my mouth so many times in those like breakdown moments of just sobbing in despair.
Right, because you've assigned it a good or bad.
Yeah.
And you're not good.
And you're wrong.
You can't be
You're
neutral.
like, I'm wrong. I'm bad. What is wrong with me?
Right. Like, imagine if I was able to get into the mindset that I'm in now,
Mhm.
where I could just let things happen.
Yeah.
Like, Jen and I took a long time to get here, but even Jen
Yes.
does it now. She's able to be like, okay, I got fired. All right.
Right.
Let's see what's next. Let's move on.
Exactly.
She feels like she took the time to feel it,
Yeah.
but she didn't let it like shape her outlook on
Right.
life.
Right. Well, and it wasn't like a forever moment.
No.
It
No.
wasn't something that like we sink into and are stuck in the despair of it
Right.
for a long time, because that could very easily be the thing.
Yeah.
And has been in the past for I think all of us.
What about you, Yeti? Do you have any like examples or thoughts on it? Like, have you grown up with standards that you can't meet?
I would say like a good example, I guess, would be whether or not it's okay to go to college or not.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
So
That's
like
a big
a
one.
lot of parents force like college onto their kids, but some
Yeah.
people want to be like, they don't want to be like, for example, 2023, they want to be a streamer, they want to be a content creator,
Right.
but
Yes.
you know, it's just the ideal standard to go to college, to get a degree,
Mhm.
Right.
and then go into your career and work for the rest of your life. But some people don't have to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for example, people can go into real estate because like in places like Florida, you don't need a license or anything. You just need money
Oh wow.
I
to
did not know that.
buy those things. Yeah, when you buy a certain property in Florida, you don't need a real estate license to do that. It's
Wow.
basically kind of like just owning a house and then giving it
Yeah.
to somebody else.
Right. Okay.
I've had kids look at me and say, like, you're the first person who's ever told us we don't have to go to college.
Right. I've had that conversation with my kids. They're like, Sophie was like, "Is it okay if I go to college? Like, should I?" And I was like, "If you want to."
Right.
Is it okay?
Right. She didn't know.
No,
Can I go to college?
College is bad.
Right. Like, no, don't do it. It's evil. You'll get knowledge.
Not knowledge.
But like, because I have some college you've gone through, you actually have finished. You were working on getting a master's, right?
Yeah. And I'm looking at going back.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to pay them.
Right. No fair.
I'm just going to keep going back.
You know what? Vizzy actually, like, if young artists ask them for, like, advice and stuff, Vizzy always tells them, don't go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Legit.
Like, Vizzy's just like, no, college is stupid. And it's like, I actually liked college, but okay. Different people learn in different ways.
Exactly.
Right. Well, and it's like... It's a money trap now.
It is.
But we've moralized it to this, like, you can only do right in life. You can only have a good life if you go to college.
Right. That was my biggest failing. One of my biggest points of like despair on myself is that
punished yourself.
I couldn't keep up though. Physically, I was deteriorating. There was no way for me to keep up with the classes, especially the load that I was contractually obligated to follow.
Yep. It took me 6 years to get through my bachelor's.
Right. See, I would have taken time. If I knew what was going on with myself, I could have metered it out better. I could have been less harsh.
I didn't know the whole time.
No,
Like, I had many a breakdown of, like, I can't keep up.
Right.
I can't do this. I'm frustrated at myself.
And you're bad.
And
that was you being like, I'm straight up bad.
I'm bad because I should have been done by now.
Right. Which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good or bad. You just took longer.
Right.
You got there.
Right. Well, and understanding that people are different people.
Yeah.
We are not all the same and should not all be held to the same standard.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
People are unique. It's weird.
Oh, here's another thing. Like, when I was not going to school, I was just working nights. Mm-hmm. I would sleep until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and my dad would always be like, "You wasted the whole day. You have wasted the entire day. Why do you do this? Why do you sleep all day?" And it's like,
the productivity
I'm more productive
trap.
At night.
Exactly.
Because nights are just better for me.
Dude.
Yeah.
I fought that battle. Because remember, I was obligated to work 40 hours a week.
Yep.
And go to school for an 18-hour course load at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then come home and do chores.
And also, don't have friends because that's bad.
Yeah. It was impossible. It was an unwinnable situation.
Right. Well, and I think so much of the standard is like that now.
Yeah.
And we're not paying attention to how much has changed. I mean, the younger generations are now
getting it, yeah.
But it took so long for us to ask, like, why, first of all, and how, and also, did you know things have changed a lot since you did it and you were like fine and dandy and it was easy for you?
Yeah, I like the TikTok comparisons where it's like you bought a house and went to college for like this much money.
Right.
Like that's ridiculous.
Somebody was.
Oh yeah, my dad always liked to tell me that he like put himself through college working part-time, and it's like, that's good for you. I'm glad that was possible for you.
Not possible anymore. There's also like somebody on TikTok was saying it's like 5 times. So they're paying 5 times their mortgage in rent now.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, and how are we supposed to save for a house?
I saw like a video that was like one of those graphs. It was like the increase in cost of living versus the increase in income. And it's like the income is just like a very, very gentle slope. And the cost of living like, increase is like a fucking mountain.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrifying. But
it's like a sheer cliff.
Yeah. But the standard doesn't change fast enough to change with the situations that we are all in.
Right.
Yes.
Oh man.
Which is frustrating.
Yeah. Which makes us bad.
I'm getting lost.
We can't do it.
Yeah.
It makes us bad. Right. But then and then the whole like if you have a neurodivergency, bad.
Oh yeah.
Or a liar. That's the other one. It's like bad or lie. Or if you have a disability, bad or lie.
Or lie.
And that's what we're left with.
Yeah.
So unless you're missing a leg, I don't want to hear about your disability.
Yeah. Well, it's like what Krieg was saying.
I
being
can't
invisible
see it. It doesn't exist.
by not having
exactly.
like a mobility aid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, poor Krieg.
Oh, when I go to like events and things where
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting like accommodated seating or something,
Mhm.
I have to wear my cane and or a brace because otherwise I'm invisible and people are like, haha, you're a liar.
Right.
Or you're taking stuff away from disabled people, and I'm like, I'm
People
a
who need
disabled
it.
people.
That's me. I'm in that category, which is not good. That's also a bad category.
Right.
Just so you know.
Shame on you.
Just the funny thing is that you
How
get
dare
those people
you.
who are like, you're disabled, you're just mooching off the government.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not taking anything from the government. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just can't walk straight.
Ugh. Yeah.
I'll fall over.
But you're also not working.
No,
Shame
I'm
on
not.
you.
I'm working with today's youth.
No, that's me.
I'm molding the future.
Well, you are, yeah, with
my youth.
your contributions.
It sounds such a meanie. with your
small
contributions.
Very good.
Like, wow, talking about good and bad, she's batting me. Moralize it some more, why don't you?
That's the other one, is like getting married and having kids.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, by the time I was 22, I was raising 4 children. And I was a stay-at-home mom the whole time.
I hate that for you.
And you're like, shut up. You wanna stay home with my kids, or you want to go to work for me and I'll stay home with my kids?
I admire the people that are ballsy enough to just go like, I don't want them.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen. Like, yeah, hell yeah. You don't need kids.
It's so expensive.
Unless you want kids.
So expensive.
I just knew I wanted a kid.
Yeah.
And then we got a Rory.
I want
little
them.
bonus.
I just don't know if it's practical.
Right. You're being smart about it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Right.
Anyway.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of like, well, and that goes into like the people doing it for you.
There's a lot of that.
There's so much of like, oh, you're doing it wrong.
Oh God, yeah. Could you?
Here's the gossip on how they're doing it wrong.
Right. Even in just like medical stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much good or bad. Like that's like you go in and you're meeting a doctor for the first time and you're on medication. Bad. You're a bad patient.
Instantly bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you go in. It works the other way too. You can go in and be like, I've done all of this, and then they'll go, "You're a good patient."
Yes.
I'm just a patient though.
Where they go, "Oh, you're doing everything right."
Yeah. So what are you gonna do to help me?
Nothing.
Well, you're doing everything right, so
you're already doing it.
Yeah. But that'll be money, please.
that will be money.
Give me money for not
money.
Helping you.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you. Oh, so much of that. Well, and let's talk mental, emotional, like diagnoses.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
and coming to terms with them, and even neurodivergencies.
Still haven't come to terms with that one. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right?
No, I have. I've come to terms with it. I mean, I have a diagnosis now, so. But yeah,
I've come to terms with it.
I have. What's funny is the one that it's not the one you would have thought. Like bipolar. When I got the diagnosis, it took me like a second. I was like, "Oof, that's heavy." No, that makes sense.
Yeah. But the first time you heard it.
The first time I heard it, I was opposed. That would have made me so bad.
Yeah.
No, that can't be it.
Right.
Yeah, Kaylee, it was when I was living with Ben, and his mom suggested it because, I lived with them and they got to see my ups and downs. And I absolutely was like, there is no way I'm bipolar.
No.
I am not a bad kid. And then I went up to my room
bad.
and started being manic.
In response to the accusation.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got suggested, and then I was like, no, you're
Right.
right. That makes absolute sense. Because I didn't understand it fully to begin with.
Yeah. Well, because that's the thing. Like, we have all these stigmatized things,
Right.
and all we know about it
Bipolar
is
sounds
bad.
really scary.
It does.
When you hear somebody is bipolar, it's like, oh, that's not good.
Well, okay.
They're
The only
killing
time I
people.
hear about people talking about people with bipolar is when they've murdered people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always like,
Just
great,
it's
way to
super
represent, guys.
extreme.
Keeping the image clean.
Right. But then they don't tell you about all of the other bipolar people who are all over the place and have never murdered anybody.
Yeah, I haven't murdered anyone.
It's just the one guy that we're going to talk about.
Dave, come on. You ruined it for everyone.
For everyone.
Stupid murdering freak.
Oh, it's gross.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, yeah. So
Well, can we agree that murder is bad?
Yes,
yeah,
I can agree with that.
That could be moralized.
Murder bad.
We'll let that one go. We'll concede. You get 1. That was it. Murder bad.
Murder is bad. Don't kill people.
But even like coming to terms with ADHD.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't earn it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I feel like I'm an imposter. Is
like the standard, right?
Right.
Like, oh, well, and the feeling of taking away from the community.
Yeah.
If you accept the label.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, I can't even, because like my depression has never been. Okay, that's a lie. My depression was horrible until I left home, and then it got better.
Right.
But now that I'm medicated for it, I feel weird being like, oh yeah, I have depression.
Oh yeah, no.
Because it's not that bad anymore, and it's fine, and other people have
like,
it much
when
worse.
I'm at the doctor and like new doctors and they're like, do you have this? Are you depressed? Not currently, but I have it. I'm depressed. I have depression, but I'm not currently depressed. I'm not suicidal.
Right.
But I have depression.
You're doing okay.
Doing good right now, Doc.
Okay.
How were you the last 2 weeks?
But it's in there somewhere.
I have the depression. I have the bipolar. I was manic, but I'm fine.
Yeah. And then there's so much scorekeeping.
Oh, absolutely.
That happens.
Even in just being bipolar, like it's so easy to be like, oh, I was manic this week. I was bad.
Oh yeah.
Like it was a bad week for me because I was depressed.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's chemicals, man. It's not bad or good. It just is.
Well, it's not a decision you get to make.
Right.
Which is why are we moralizing things we can't help? Stop it.
Can we moralize
please?
Food? Can we agree that there's good food and bad food? Like, matter of factly,
like mushrooms. Mushrooms are bad.
She doesn't agree.
They just seem nefarious.
They are very nefarious. They're out to get you.
Like, tell me that mushrooms don't seem nefarious.
Mushrooms are aliens.
They just
I think.
pop out
you can
of
like
trees
them.
and
That's
shit.
fine. But I'm pretty sure
aliens.
they're evil.
Yeah, they're plotting.
They might be evil. They could be.
They call themselves Fun Guy. Come on, that's not fun. That's a bad time.
That's clearly.
Sounds like nice guys. Come on.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's like the escape artist named Scott Free.
Yeah, exactly. He got away. That guy is clever.
You're like, wow, this is dumb.
Yeah, but yeah, in the mental health sense, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think the hardest part is, other people are going to assume things.
Yes.
It's like I could take on bipolar and I was fine, but I'm like, when people find out, it's when they find out like around me from other people that it's like there's like decision. If I tell them it's fine, like I'm bipolar, I'm manic sometimes, it's fine. I got it managed.
Right.
But if it's like, oh, I found out, oh, you're bipolar.
Yeah.
It's like we were saying yesterday. I hate that. Oh, that makes sense.
They're like, let me generalize your entire personality.
Yeah.
What?
Like, oh yeah. Oh, like, oh, thanks. It does make sense, but you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, and even things like autism and ADHD are so heavily stigmatized that people who are diagnosed later in life or who feel like they're more high functioning are like that they don't want to it's hard to even think about accepting the diagnosis.
Like, autism speaks.
Oh
is
God.
like that.
Yeah. They are the
like
worst.
It's moms who are like, oh, my kid has autism. My kid's like struggling with autism.
No,
like,
you're struggling with their autism.
I'm struggling with my child's autism.
Find ways to help your kid be okay with it, because it just is.
But no, it's about me. It's not about my kid.
Yeah.
It's about me. I hate Autism Speaks, and I'm going to moralize them. They're bad.
Well, they moralize everything.
They're
anyway,
bad,
right?
Just like murder.
They're approaching it from the point of view of bad.
They came out. Autism Speaks began with autism, the silent stealer of your children.
I remember that campaign.
Like, it stole my child. My child's not my child anymore.
There.
You're like, shut up.
Figure out what makes them happy. They're still capable of living a happy and healthy life.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out how to work with that.
Right. Well, and I'm sorry if your kid's like non-speaking, I wouldn't want to talk to you either.
There's a reason they're not talking.
God. Autism Speaks is the devil, and I hate them.
You really do.
I really do. As a special educator, they can suck it.
Mm-hmm.
Burn to the ground.
That's tough.
They're horrible.
It's
This might just be me, but I think she doesn't like them.
No, I think you might be onto something there, Daddy.
That feeling.
Yeah, they are evil.
It's weird to think that every condition has like a moral end to it, like perception,
mm-hmm.
and how you can be just. Like if you have like cancer, you're a just person. You're like that person's good, but they have cancer
automatically.
Like that guy's a saint.
You're a hero.
What about murderers with cancer?
That murderer has cancer. Oh, I let the sweetheart. He was just letting
Look at him fighting the good fight.
Fighting the good fight.
Look at that cancer fighting the good fight. The cancer is winning.
Go cancer, go. I mean, what?
Yeah. But no, there's so much moralization, and it even applies to things like addiction.
Oh God, yeah.
Or personality disorders.
Mm-hmm.
Or like all of those things, all those labels are just information.
Right.
It's not a death sentence. It's not a you're bad forever sentence.
No.
But people can feel like that because that's the way it's presented.
Right.
And it's not presented in an educated fashion.
No, media distorts everything.
Yes.
Right? Like there's no good representation of anybody with an addiction on TV.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's always if you're gonna have someone who's
only
rehab,
people who have fought their addiction.
Right. Yeah. But even then, it's usually
but they're already sober. There's nobody who's like getting sober and like learning about their addiction.
They're still bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
God, it bothers me.
Well,
so
and
much.
that's the problem with like good and bad. It's bad until it's good.
Right. There's no.
But then good goes away so quick.
Right.
And so, are you in bad most of the time?
Well, yeah, it's either your neutral is you're aiming for the neutral good, but you're neutrally bad.
Yes.
Like what?
Right.
Like that. Yeah,
Instead
how
of
can
just
your default
being neutrally neutral?
Why can't you just be?
Well, and that's exactly the point. I think is like we can just exist and not moralize our existence and our lives as they are, and our conditions and our experiences in the world and our struggles, because struggling is not bad.
No.
Struggling is hard.
It's natural.
But it's natural, and everybody struggles.
Yeah.
Well, and that's how we learn, because if it was easy, you wouldn't be learning anything.
Right.
But
do billionaires struggle?
With
the poor
humanity,
people.
Yes.
They don't like the little people.
The poor people.
Why do they exist, Papa? Well, they're
going
to
kill us one day.
Because
so
it's illegal to get rid of them.
Yeah. We can't just get rid of them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just not educated and no moral conscience.
No.
So that's a little different.
Sorry, billionaires are also bad.
They are bad. I agree. You're a billionaire.
Murder is bad.
Watch next week. I'll become a
Autism
billionaire.
is bad.
I'll become an autistic billionaire tomorrow. You guys are gonna feel so stupid.
No, it's okay to be autistic, but if you become a billionaire and then start giving your money to Autism Speaks.
Yeah, that's the problem. I agree.
We would have to assassinate you.
Well,
at that point,
we
definitely wouldn't
talk to
anymore.
Autism Speaks
unless you gave a bunch of money to me. Then
oh right.
Yeah,
I got you.
If we were both,
pay us off.
It'd be okay.
Okay.
For Autism Speaks. No, it's a mess.
What do you think, Yeti? Does this make sense at least?
Have we lost?
When it comes to what exactly?
Just in general, like talking about how we have a predisposition to make things good or bad, and it can mold the way you look at life in a bad way or a good way.
Yeah. No, I think if everything wasn't so forced upon people, then you wouldn't be so quick to think oh, I failed this test, or oh, I messed this up. Oh, now that's bad. It's like, no, it's okay. Instead of looking at it as, you know what, I messed up, I could learn from this, next time I'm going to do this different. Yeah. Instead of no, that's bad. You're not smart, or you're not intelligent for, messing up on that. And I think that's just so forced on you. If it wasn't so forced, I think that we would learn things a lot quicker.
Yes.
We would be more inclined to try again rather than knock down to not try again.
Yes. Well, and from the education standpoint, I see so much of that where they would rather not try at all than try and fail.
Right.
Or try and struggle, because that would be bad. Whereas they're like, I can't fail if I don't try.
Right.
And then we wind up with these kids who have no educational like confidence and no perseverance in learning, and then we wonder why, and we're like, they're bad. They're bad students.
Yeah,
That's a
like
bad kid.
literally in order to get into like certain colleges, you have to pass certain classes or like go through certain like curriculars. But if you don't pass them the first time, then it's like, oh well, you can't do this now.
Right.
Try doing something else.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm pretty sure I can do this. I may not be as fast as everybody else, but I still
Yes.
can do this.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Like education in and of itself is just, it's very much built that way.
There's so many pitfalls in it.
Yes.
Right? Like
where we are like breaking kids' spirits and then asking them to be like,
why
safe
aren't
and
you good?
comfortable. Yeah. And we know for a fact that children cannot learn if they are in fight or flight brain.
Right.
And then we want to put them in fight or flight brain all the time. We're like, here, have your lizard brain out while I berate you for being a bad student.
Right.
And then tell you, like, do the thing. And they're like, literally can't.
Right.
I'm just shutting down, or I'm screaming at you, or I'm playing it off because that's how I handle it.
Right.
And then we're like, ugh. It just bothers me so much that education is what's breaking kids' education.
Right.
That's horrible.
Well, and you've seen
and it happens.
You've seen
a
it
lot.
like in person a lot. So
when I test with my
I think it
kids,
just. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, I was just going to say, when I do assessments with my kids, we have to do like really heavy rapport building first.
Yeah.
And I always do. Like, I'm really careful to always build rapport with these kids first. And then when we approach testing, it's like, it's meant to get harder. It's okay if it gets harder.
Yeah.
I just want to see where you are. Nothing you're going to do here is bad. Okay.
Right.
Like, I want you to try. That's all I'm asking you to do. But even that is just scary for them. And that's sad. That's
it really
terrible.
Is. Right. It's like, could you imagine a world where like you do something, you feel away, and then you move on?
Right.
Instead of like taking it to heart. Like even with success, you could have pitfalls. Like if you're like, oh, I'm a straight A student, I'm killing it, and then you hit a bump.
Right. They're like, I got a B and now I'm the worst.
Right. Like, come on,
like,
man.
No, it's okay.
Like all
You're
this
fine.
external pressure.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it's just so smothering and so stifling, and we wonder why, like, our world is coming crashing down on top of us when we're literally not allowed to advance.
Right.
And that's a problem. And actually, like, the younger honey badger generations, I think,
love the honey badger generations.
Oh, they're gonna kill it. I think they are gonna break the systems.
Yeah.
And when they do, it'll be wonderful. So fingers crossed.
Like hoping for those honey badgers.
The inevitable crashing and burning of society. But
she's not an anarchist, I swear.
I just know my kids.
She's starting the uprising.
I just know my kids.
Like I know what they're doing. Wink, wink.
I feel like millennials were the first ones to be like, ugh, why? But we still kept doing it.
Yeah.
And then Gen Z came along and they were like, ugh, why? And also no. And then Gen A is like, try me. just try me.
That's so funny.
1v1 me IRL.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the generations. Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, I think if we could just let things be the way that they are, and I mean, not in a like, you don't try to better your situation or try to learn kind of way. Like, obviously we're going to do those things. We are going to try to better our situation. We're going to try to learn from what is happening, but we're not going to sit in a moment and punish ourselves for being bad.
Right.
We're going to be like, all right, this is the situation I'm in right now.
It's my entire high school.
I mean, I'm going to, but you guys can do better, probably.
We'll try. But yeah, I mean, that was my high school experience, was you're bad. And then just trying to overcome that somehow, but always being bad.
Yeah, no matter what it was,
Right.
It wasn't enough. And you were still bad.
Right.
It's just like a floating hair.
Do you want to take a break?
I think so.
All right.
Break time?
Break time.
Break
She
time.
needs to go make a mistake.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Just one?
Just what? Just one?
Yeah.
Just one mistake?
Just one mistake.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go invest in something really stupid. It's my mistake today.
Interesting.
Interesting choice. I like where your head's at.
All right, what do they need to do?
Yeti, what should they do? You should know at least
On
one
break.
of these.
What are we doing for break?
On break, you should tell somebody you love them. Hydrate or dihydrate.
Yes.
Hydrate or dihydrate. Go outside. Get some fresh air.
It's too cold outside.
It is cold.
Maybe use the restroom. Wash your hands.
Yeah, please wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll see you in a bit.
There you go.
Take your meds.
Take your meds. And we'll see you in a bit.
Have a snack.
Take your meds.
Because you are a snack. We love you, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hi. Do you like Fantastic Pains? Would you like to see more of the Fantastic Pains podcasting crew? If so, you should join our Patreon. The Patreon, as we like to call it, is the new home of our behind-the-scenes content, full uncut recording sessions, our short-form videos such as TikToks and YouTube Shorts, and our past live streams. You can also find some Patreon-exclusive content such as our new music reviews, lost episodes, and is the new home of our Mini Voices series, all of which can be found in our higher tier, dubbed The Only Pains. The Patreon is the best way to support the podcast, so whether you want to see more of us or just want to help us grow, feel free to sign up following the link in the description below, and hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of the show. Welcome back. How was your break? I didn't surprise her this time. She still laughed. She thinks it's funny that I bring people back.
Funny.
Pavlovian response at this point. They say welcome back and she laughs.
Yeah. Jen says it and I scream at her, so I mean, that's fair.
Different dogs.
Different dogs, different days, different ways.
Bells, you know. Each bell means a different thing.
All right. Where did we want to go from here?
All right. So I hope you did the things, by the way.
Yes.
If you didn't, take your meds.
It's super important.
Take your meds. She did. Do it.
I took mine this morning.
I haven't taken my meds in like 3 weeks.
Kate, are you out?
That's probably also why I'm having a bad month.
It could be. Are you out? Or do you need like...
No, I just don't know where they are.
What are those?
Oh, no, Kaylee.
So nonchalant. I just don't know where they are.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'll come up and find them for you.
They're probably on my desk somewhere.
You should take your meds. It's important.
Yeah, do that.
I don't know. I stopped having the brain zaps, so I don't know if it's important anymore.
I do hate the brain zaps.
Yeah.
I get those on gabapentin and night meds. If I take like sleep meds, I get the zappies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I get it when I don't take my meds.
Oh, wow. Like you're adjusted the other way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll get the zippity zaps if I don't take things that I'm supposed to take.
Yeah, that's what happens when I don't take my antidepressants.
Yeah. Cymbalta.
Cymbalta.
Simba.
Lexapro. Anyways.
Anyway, okay. So we're
just naming medications now.
Yeah.
Levothyroxine.
Well played.
We're going to talk about how to apply the neutrality to ourselves. And you wrote in self-talk.
Yes, I did.
I think is a great angle to approach. Stop watching my phone, you weirdo.
What? It was playing. I was curious.
Not allowed.
Anyways, yeah, self-talk. So we've had a long self-talk journey.
Yes.
To get to where we are, right?
Yeah.
And it's not easy to be nice to yourself consistently and mean it. But if you think of it as, if you add the neutrality to it, you take away a lot of the
shame
exactly
built into the good and the bad.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it's easier to talk to yourself when you're not judging everything you do, right?
Yes.
Like you can be like, oh, that wasn't good or bad, but let's learn through it. Like
we could do that differently.
That could have gone different.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really like how that went, so next time we're going to change it up. Yeah. No, I think self-talk is huge. And like you said, we had a really long self-talk journey to get to a point where we weren't constantly abusing ourselves. And
watch the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Very mean. Just angry little people. Because the camera was far away. We were little.
We were kind of little.
I mean, we still are kind of little. We could move the camera closer. Whatever. It's fine.
We can't. There's a table in the way.
Can it zoom?
It can zoom, and we could get closer.
Here we go.
So this is how the rest of the podcast is going to go.
So self-talk.
We're buddies.
like he's gonna punch
We
me
are.
later.
We are buddies.
Sorry. This is why you watch it on YouTube, guys.
But yeah, no, self-talk is huge, and it's not, and I don't like approaching self-talk from the angle of like, well, I fixed myself. It's more just that finding a way to talk to yourself in general gives you more opportunities to call out the damaging behaviors that you have like ingrained and picked up and use out of habit and use out of shame. It gives you a chance to catch it and then turn it around and kind of reassure yourself that no, that's not true and it's okay and you're not an idiot because you spilled your milk.
It's interesting approaching it like it's a tool.
Yes.
A tool for self-reflection and growth.
Right. Well, and for communication, because sometimes it can be really difficult to change your thinking without that piece of like thinking about your thinking, that metacognition, thinking about your thinking, and then actively speaking to your brain.
Right.
It's a life hack.
Example.
It's a brain hack.
Do you have an example?
An example. I talk to myself like literally constantly. I talk to myself out loud and I talk to myself in my head. Just continually. It never stops.
Yeah.
But when I'm having a hard time with something, instead of the default that was like, oh my God, you're such an idiot, it's more this like I'm able to turn it to an angle where I can talk to myself. I'd be like, oh my God. Like, for instance, I call myself dear.
Oh, yes.
When I'm annoyed with myself. And so I'll be like, no, dear, you need to get the thing and the other thing. Take a breath and try again. Like, we have to do this before we do this.
Is it? I need to know if this is negative self-talk or not. I address myself as on dippets.
No, stupid, it's on dippets.
On dippets is just no stupid in reverse.
Yeah.
But it's a thing that we've been saying since we were children because it was written on the window.
Yeah.
Of a sauna.
Yeah.
And it just stuck. So I'm like, no, stupid, but I don't mean it that way. I'm just like, on dippets.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't think it's negative
kind of like
self-talk.
derpy.
Yeah. I don't think it's negative self-talk unless you're being like flat out, I don't know, vicious.
Yeah.
Like there's
malicious.
Oh goodness.
Kids. And cat.
And door.
Whatever. It's chaos outside of our office.
Yes. No, I think that there's like intent is a big thing.
Yeah.
At least as far as I can.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was wondering. As long as I'm not coming at it at an angle where I'm like, oh God, I'm taking that really hard and I'm being mean to myself. I'm just like, exasperated and like you could have done better. Right.
Well, and I get like exasperated or annoyed with myself all the time, but instead of being like, oh my God, you're such an idiot, which was that whole thing before that was, we're gonna slide into berating myself repeatedly for the next 4 days for funsies. It's more just kind of redirecting it, and then I almost take it as an angle of like if I was talking to one of my kids.
Right.
So I have to keep that compassion that I use with my students.
That was one of the steps we were at when we were learning to do it, was to approach it as if you were someone else.
Yes.
Like you were talking to someone. You wouldn't talk to your best friend that way. You wouldn't talk to
a stranger that way.
Right.
Let's be honest here. Like the things you say in your brain and the things we've said in our brain and sometimes still do, it comes back up. It's not like it's like a magic cure for bad self-talk.
Right.
But
I would. I'd say it right there.
Yeah, you can say things to me. It's mean. It's fine. I'll be nice to you incessantly. You can be the mean one and I'll be the nice one.
Cut back.
Yeah.
You need to just install a Chris in your brain.
Yes. I can just give you some of my brain later if you want.
I say some foul things to myself sometimes, but then I just laugh about it.
Well, and that's
like,
how we started.
I say it in like a joking manner.
Yeah, that was the beginning for us.
That was how we started to turn our self-talk
We
around.
would like mock it. Be like, that was bad self-talk, Chris. Look what you did. That was
to be nice to myself.
Right. That was how we started until we started being more sincere about it.
Yeah.
Because then there were some times when we were like, we'd compliment ourselves, like, "Oh, that was really good, Chris," and like,
"Oh, good job."
I do
that on a daily basis.
Yes,
I still compliment myself.
Yeah,
where I'm like, "Oh, smart girl, good girl, nice job."
I'll be like, "Damn, I'm good."
Yeah.
See,
that's
Give
good
yourself
though.
the
Good self-talk.
credit. Yeah, credit is important, especially because not everything is a mess up.
Yeah,
But if we are only using self-talk in those like really negative ways, and that's the thing, people are like, well, but I don't believe it, and you're like, but subconsciously you do.
right, on some level.
Yeah, subconsciously you're picking that up and applying it to yourself.
Yeah, well, then it builds.
So,
the more you do it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'll get caught sometimes being mean to myself, but I'm doing it not sincerely.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which is why I almost never give you a hard time about it anymore.
I know.
Unless I'm kidding too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good reminder every once in a while. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, oh, bad self-talk. Like, oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it could be bad self-talk. But
Well,
it's that neutrality. You got to come at it without judging yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you can be like, it was a thing.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. The judgment is really the like really detrimental piece, because we want to come at everything through judgment. And they teach you in meditation, not that I'm good at meditation, mind you, but they teach you in meditation to like notice your thoughts and your feelings without judging them.
Right.
So let them occur, acknowledge them, but don't judge them as like the bad and the good.
You just said good at meditation. Were you moralizing?
Oh, she got you. She got you.
I don't excel at meditation. Let's put it that way.
That implies that there's a good and a bad way to meditate.
Yeah.
No, it's just that I have a hard time quieting my brain because the ADHD is so much louder than the like, let's focus on not thinking. Oh, speaking of, if you did not catch the life hack, if you need to quiet a noisy brain, cover one eye.
This is so bizarre, but it works.
It works.
Try it right now.
Like,
cover one eye.
Take a minute and cover one eye. And so even when I try to like think about stuff, it like comes to this point where it just can't, and then it vanishes.
It's like what, 13 seconds?
Weird.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
If you're like not seeing the result right away. But then you can also, if it stops working with one eye, you
go to
switch to the other eye, and it's great. I do this naturally, I realized, in bed. Like, at the end of the day,
oh my God,
when I'm hanging out and doing my thing,
I do this.
I cover one eye, or I squint with one eye.
I close my left eye at night.
Yeah.
I usually lay
it
like on my side, and like one of my eyes is covered by my pillow.
Right. Exactly. So we do it naturally. It's the same thing as like this being regulatory.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of different tools that we didn't know were tools.
Right.
Which is just so interesting to me.
Crazy.
But yeah, like that's another place.
I was doing it last night when I was playing on the Switch. I was playing with one eye because that's what I do when I fall. Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I'm laying in bed, I'm like one eye open and I'm hanging out doing my thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had a thought.
Yes.
Maybe, I think we're in a place where we could have Harper back on and to actually have a discussion about meditation, since he does like intense meditation.
Yeah.
Bro does not mess around. And he's very dedicated to teaching people how, like,
that
the
would
proper
be really
avenues.
cool.
And like, I think we weren't when we interviewed him. We were not there.
Yeah.
But
well, and the episode topic was a bit all over the place.
Well, yeah, he wanted to get into meditation.
I think if we did an episode on meditation,
I would totally do it with Harper. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get a hold of him, I think.
Because for me, I think art is my big meditation.
Yeah.
That's my meditative practice, where I can quiet things and then just be lost in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of things are meditation that we don't give credit to.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I just have a hard time with like traditional close your eyes, take some deep breaths.
Just like being present with what you're doing is meditation.
Yes.
Yes, very
I
much.
have a picture in my classroom that we made that's like the chakras and painted.
I've seen that.
And at the top it says meditation, or art is meditation, meditation is art.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say, guys. Don't be positive or negative. Only be neutral.
Only neutrality.
Don't you dare be positive.
Stop smiling immediately.
We're done. We're done with emotions. We're throwing it out the window. We're starting over. Robots, and we're hungry. We're hungry robots. But that's not good or bad. It just is.
It's funny.
Thank you, Kaylee.
We're just robots.
We're just robots.
Just robots. No.
And we're definitely not morticians.
We're not morticians. No. Nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, practice like talking to yourself, even if it's out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna feel silly, maybe. For those of us with ADHD, we're already doing a lot of that. We're just like no, constantly.
I do that on the regular.
Yeah. Well, and catching yourself too is fun when you're like, oh god, that was stupid, and then you're like,
oh,
Chris.
I correct myself still. I'm like, God, dumbass, and I'm like, no, okay, I'm not dumb. That was a mistake that I made, and I need to be nicer to myself because that mistake doesn't define me. Okay, moving on.
Yeah. You are the sum of your experience.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And I think that's how it is like things are things, and they happen and they come to pass, and then the seasons change again in your life. And
right. Like there's already been seven for the
seven whole seasons in my entire life.
Yeah. That was dumb. I'm sorry. I'm in a mood.
I'm not sorry.
Wait, Yeti, do you know what season 7's tagline is? Like each season we have has like a motto. Mm-hmm. So our first one was like season 0 was season 1. Mm-hmm. Then we did the season of the early days. Mini Voices. No, Mini Voices was like 3.
3. 2 was exposing the suffering.
Yeah. So like we've had ones for each one. So season 7 though is FAFO.
FAFO.
Which is short for fuck around and find out.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
Where we're gonna try some stuff and see what happens. And I literally tell the kids the same thing. I'm like, I don't know. Try it, see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck around and we're gonna find out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
That does sound like a good time to revisit meditation then.
Dude,
right?
honestly, that sounds like my motto.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's the ADHD motto.
Yeah. For real.
What's going on? I'm gonna try it. Well, not only try it, I'm gonna master it in like 3 days and then be done with it.
Yeah.
Like juggling. Just picked that up one day. I was watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and I was like, I want to juggle.
I'm gonna juggle now. That's
and
funny.
I did.
Oh, I love it. But
yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah. So, moral of the story: don't moralize things.
Yes.
Life is life. Things is.
Let things be.
Yeah.
And things.
Let you be. Yeah. You are a people, and you can just be. And you're not wrong or bad, unless you're out there murdering people, or your autism speaks, or you're a billionaire, like we said before. But otherwise, you're not.
Good. You're good.
This is okay. You are a person, and you deserve love and kindness and respect.
Yes.
Especially from yourself.
We learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah, grace.
Things just be thinging, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly it. Where you're just like, I don't know. Stuff's going on.
I don't know.
It'll work itself out one way or the other.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me. I don't know. Sorry, I can't not. I've been watching a lot of his videos lately.
Well, and I made the mistake of sending you that gift.
Yeah.
I started the whole thing.
You did. All right.
Yeah.
So what do we do from here? Where do we go?
Goodbye.
Yeah, it's bye time.
Bye. No, I'm just kidding.
We can still stay on the chat, guys. But we're gonna end the
Don't get rid of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got bit by my body.
I'm sorry.
In here. See, it's like dimpling and everything.
I got bit here, right there.
By what?
Mosquito.
Oh. Did you bite it back?
Yeah, I tried. Anyways, we're getting lost in the sauce. Focus. We got to sign out.
My fault. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with us as we stumble through this adventure. I really enjoyed it, and I would like to give a special thank you to both Kaylee and Yeti for hanging out with us.
No problem.
We appreciate you guys.
We really do.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. So, moral of this story, be kind to Be kind to others. Be kind to you.
And we will see you.
And we'll see you in the next one.